Hi, this is Chris. Let me show you how to compile and run your own applications on the phone. The setup is lengthy but not complicated. First, you need to have a jailbroken device with 2.2.1 firmware. Second, you need iFuntastic's features enabled, and you must have installed iFuntastic support. The basic installation is sufficient. Next, you need to have access to the iPhone SDK. It must have been installed on some partition or on an external drive. For that, you need to have an Intel-based Mac running Mac OS X Leopard 10.5.4 or later. You can download the SDK from Apple after registering for free. It's a 1.75 GB file, so it'll take some time. Now point iFuntastic to the SDK if necessary. Then click on Copy Headers. If you haven't done so before, you will have to install the C compiler with Cydia. Let's do that now. Go to Sections, Development, G, and install the C compiler. Next, we install the C++ standard library. Sections, Development, C++, install, and confirm. Click OK to continue. Now iFuntastic will copy the files to the phone and tie the compiler and the SDK together. It will also install an application that monitors the build progress. It's called Dev101, and it will make an index of the documentation that's part of the SDK and put it into the iFuntastic support folder. Apple's documentation online or through Xcode is of course preferable, but nevertheless the SDK documentation is helpful too. And now we're set to produce our first application. In the Projects tab, we select New Project, and let's call it number 1. There's the application folder with the default image, the icon, a sound. You can edit the icon and the default image, the startup image, by double-clicking here or clicking. Switch to the Develop tab to edit the code. The source files are displayed in this list, the common source files in this one. Frameworks and libraries are down here. You don't really need to do anything to this. Here is the application folder again, and the build status. All we have to do now is click on Build, The first time you do this, iFuntastic has to put the application onto the phone and restart the springboard so it shows up. After that, that's not necessary. iFuntastic also made a build script and executes it now. The Dev101 application is monitoring the build progress. Here it is. And finally, a sample application is being launched. And here we are. It's a very simple application that cycles through 2 images. So let's put in a 3rd image. Go back to iFuntastic, double click on main.m. The first time you do that, you need to pick a source code editor. The best one, of course, is Xcode, so let's do that. In main.m there's a change background method with the stages that the app cycles through. Let's uncomment this line. So instead of going through images 1 and 2, it will go through image 1, 2 and 3. Save, switch back to iFuntastic. Main.m is now modified as indicated by the golden star. Now we have to add a 3rd image to the application itself. Let's just make a copy of image 2, double click to edit. And for simplicity, let's just colorize it. Then switch to the projects folder, tab I mean, and let's drag this image in here. And let's rename it to image 3. And back in the develop tab, click on build. Okay, image 1, image 2, and there's our image 3. And here's our app.